Hey everyone, welcome to Occultists Anonymous. As always, we are sponsored by Roll20 and all of the lovely people that have become our patrons. Their names are Adele, Al, Alan Michael, Alexander, Bernie, Blood Angel, Brandon, Chris, Daniel, Delore, Emil, Funzu Sura Ali, George, Ghost in the Machine, Jack, Jenny, John, Josh, Camo, Cat Feathers, Crazy Man, Michael, Milo, Moku, Neo, Noba, Perry, Puppeteer, Ramon, Roy Visgrad, Ryan, Shishara, Senna, That Dude, They He Goes again, Thomas, Toast, Usuf Sama, Vortex, Winnie the Drew, Woodfoot, and Zoltan.
Thanks, guys.
That's a mouthful.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Thanks a lot, everyone.
It's like halfway through, had lost all control of my breath. I was like, all right, this sucks.
Yeah.
You gotta work on that diaphragmatic
all them giggles.
breathing.
Right. Yeah, this is what I was doing, and you get to look forward to this for the next 8 to 10 episodes. Yeah.
So, welcome, y'all, to a new era of Occultists Anonymous. Interlude, season 1.5, whatever you want to call it. Tonight we are starting a actual play of Blades in the Dark, which is a wonderful game by John Harper, at John_Harper on Twitter. He's great. He has great opinions about things and writes other good games too. The setting of Blades in the Dark is a broken, shattered world roughly 1,000 years after a cataclysm has occurred. The sun and the moon, or sorry, just the moon. The moon and the stars have been devoured out of the sky. The plane between this world and the next has broken down to mere fragments. The world is full of ghosts and demons, and the only thing keeping the city of Duskfall safe is the lightning barrier surrounding the city that is powered by the blood of demonic Leviathan whales. These whales are hunted down by giant crews full of powerful warriors and wizards and magicians and basically World of Warcraft raiding parties that go off and hunt down these whales. And our player characters are not these people. They are scoundrels stuck in the muck and the dark, scraping to get by, to make a reputation for themselves, and to get any bit of coin that they can get their hands on. And my players have not made their characters yet, so we're going to do that all on stream. But first, let's talk about some safety stuff. We're going to go through some lines and veils. Folks at home and players here, just as a reminder, a line is something you do not want in the show. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to touch on it. You are uncomfortable, and you don't have to explain why. It's just, we're not going to go there. A veil is something that we can draw the curtain on. We can fade to black on. You know, I will not purposely bring it up, but if it comes up as a result of scenarios and plays and role playing, then we can just kind of quickly shuffle it off the stage. So I can start off. I don't like surgical body horror and stuff like that. Not big on needles and things like that. And violence against animals generally will not fly for me. Those are my lines, and veils is going to be more along the lines of like explicit sort of sexual relations. Obviously, it's not really the game we're trying to play either, so
it's always awkward.
Anybody else? Yeah.
Well, the couple that I'll throw in there is kids are here to be saved, not hurt. I think everyone's that's just a flat out line. And in terms of veils, like, come on, we're all dirty, rotten scoundrels, but we don't need to get into torture porn. We can be like, we're gonna rough this guy up.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Craig, Ralph.
It's always going to be difficult for me if there's a situation where there's somebody who's innocent that we can't help. Like, I know that some DMs use that as a narrative device. So we'll see somebody get murdered, or we'll see somebody, get axed or thrown off a bridge or something like that. And be completely unable to affect that outcome is a line for me.
Okay. Cool.
And this might seem a bit surprising to people, is that I think it's important to address the humanity of the characters you're engaged with. I think sometimes it doesn't happen in a lot of RPGs. We just treat antagonists as one-dimensional entities that we can dispatch summarily. And it's discussed in the context of the game and the book and various other bits of setting material that everyone's getting affected by the situation they're in. But we're all people. Right. And this is a story about people. So I definitely have a preference where when we're dealing with antagonists, we recognize that they have goals that they think are worthwhile and justified, even if we're opposed to them in the moment.
Right. Dig it. That's very fitting on a related back to mage level of like that's wisdom. That's exactly why you roll Acts of Hubris, because you have changed the world in some way that you need to reconcile with.
That's right. Bringing it back, Chris. Always bringing it back.
All right. So let's start with...
Actually, if I can cut it here, Chris. Hi, for anybody who's watching this for a Blades in the Dark thing, and we keep talking about this mage thing, it's what we normally run. You can catch that later.
And that's why we're all going to play Whispers. Because we're eager to play Mage.
Nah.
That's it. Being sarcastic.
Sure.
Okay,
yeah,
so...
we addressed all my problems, so...
Ash, any lines or fails?
No, it was all pretty much covered. No explicit gore, but yeah.
Right. And like, this is a game full of demons and ghosts and criminals, and I will strive to keep it mostly... Like, if it dips into our territory, it's mostly just because I have fucking terrible language and like to say bad words a lot. But yeah, I don't relish the opportunity to describe anything terrible like that.
Sure.
Chris's line in Veil is capitalism. Yeah. All right, so I know you guys all had some ideas starting to cook up in your wonderful heads. So I'm just going to kind of read off the steps of character creation, and y'all can talk a little bit about your thoughts so far. So the first is going to be choose a playbook. For those of you at home, the playbooks are sort of kind of like your class, but they're a lot more loosey-goosey. Anyone can do anything in Blades in the Dark. Anyone can do any of the skills. You can always bargain or push yourself or ask for help to get extra dice on the rolls and be pretty capable of stuff. But the playbooks like the Slide or the Spider or the Lurk or the Whisper are all in-universe code names for the type of scoundrel that you are. When someone comes looking to hire someone to talk to a ghost, they might go looking for a Whisper. If someone needs a person to put together a plan and a sort of mastermind a thing, they're looking for a Spider, that kind of thing. Y'all want to run through what your choices are?
Seems like a good time.
Sure, you're the boss.
That wasn't really a question. It was
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. One of those questions.
So, unsurprisingly, I was leaning towards a Whisper.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be spooky witch. Or what kind of whisper? You can do many different things.
Like
that does come in
a
later.
summoner sort of Whisper who is really into the ghost field and talking to ghosts and finding ghosts and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it is worth noting one of the actions is attune, and anyone can do it. Everyone in Duskfall can do it. The barrier between this and the ghost world is so thin that you just kind of concentrate, and you're probably going to get spooked. But you can look for a ghost all you want. You can look and find out what's going on. But yeah, the Whisper is very cool. I've played one a couple times. Ash?
I was looking at the Leech. But not like the healer one. Sorry. I'm not going to be tinkering on your bodies to fix you. I'm looking to have like an inventor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, leeches are like alchemists and artificers and healers.
Artificer, that's the word I needed.
Mm-hmm. Drew?
I'm leaning at the devious mastermind, the spider. I know a guy.
That does not surprise anyone in this chat.
No.
Nope.
Drew saw he could be a mastermind and build a base, and he's like, all right, I'm fucking in on this game.
Yeah.
And Ralph.
I'm going to play a lurk.
Ooh, your classic
Skulking in the
actual
shadows.
sneak thief.
I was really hoping. I was sitting there with that in my back pocket, and I was like, maybe do I need it? Because we're all being a bunch of thieves, but
Yep.
Ralph got
there are
it.
many
It was either
ways
that
to
or
be
play
thieves.
a slide, and in heist-based games, I'm inclined to play a face. And when Drew said
The
he was
slide is
playing a
very
spider, yeah, slide is really cool. I like slide, and
Yeah.
speaking to people and manipulating them in pleasant ways.
And they've got style.
Mm-hmm. I got some style.
The next step,
That's
and by the way,
very true.
in your character sheets, if you type in the word of your playbook, it will auto-populate all of your special abilities and everything to load. I don't have I don't have everyone's all pulled up right currently, but I'm sure you can. Oh yeah, Craig's is already all filled out. Cool.
I'm working on it. Well, just just a first draft for discussion kind of thing. That's all.
Yeah, I guess you.
Like items, a pistol, a second pistol.
Yeah, items work really cool. I'll get into that a little bit, but items are a very neat way that it works. Regard to the heist mechanics. So next step is to choose a heritage. We can run through kind of just in the same order every time.
Mm-hmm.
Craig.
Sounds good.
I was looking at Tykeros. They're from a semi-mythical place out beyond the Void Sea, and they've got demonic blood or demonic leanings. There's something physical about them that set them apart as being different from actual people.
And what is your tell that you are from Tykeros?
Pronounced fangs and eyes with no pupils.
Cool.
Okay, now hang on. We got to clarify here. Eyes with no pupils. Are we all sclera, or do we have like one large pronounced?
No, all white.
All white.
Okay.
All white.
Dope.
Cool.
So you do not know where they're looking.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Creepy.
Ash.
I was going with Akaros.
That
My
would
girl's
be
like not noble, but from a more well-off family, apprentice to like an artisan watchmaker.
the Akarosi are from the Imperial lands, and they have more or less colonialized this area. The Duskfall is the Akarosi pronunciation of Duskfall would be Duskwall. They've fully translated, and it's also just referred to as the Dusk. But there is a lot of tension currently in the setting about sort of the colonialism and indigenous folks that are here that are trying to cause an uprising through several different gangs and stuff like that. Drew?
Dagger Isles.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm a pirate.
Yeah, the Dagger Isles are yeah, they're neat. They're out beyond, or sorry, they're off, kind of spread out, and they're few and far between the safety of the lightning barriers. So you get used to some weird shit. And Ralph.
I'm going to be Akarosi.
All right.
My lurk is going to be the discontent scion of a fallen noble house.
Cool. And that kind of brings us to heritage, or sorry, to background, which a couple y'all touched on already. But kind of, what did you do before you were a scoundrel? kind of, did you, were you a laborer? Were you a mutineer? A little bit of detail.
So fallen noble. So I come from a noble background, but fallen on hard times, and I'm sort of an outcast now.
The family itself, or you?
Good question. I think the family.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all did something and are now outcasts and have lost your status, and dealing with the abrupt introduction to the lower class has probably been interesting for you. Ash?
Trade. She was I guess she is. I had the idea that there's she's got a day job. She's an apprentice at this
that's
artisan watchmaker,
cool.
And in her off time, tinkers on illicit devices.
Sure.
I'm well, and this is a question for you, Mr. Dungeon Master. There,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where exactly in questionable merchantry smuggling. Is that more trade?
Trade. I mean, were you making deals, or were you protecting deals and stuff like that?
Probably making deals, but where the things came from, maybe questionable. Fell off a truck. Okay, trade.
Exactly. Fell off a boat.
Sure.
Don't fall off boats.
In the
I can only imagine.
Only in the canals. Only in the canals.
Even then, not a great idea.
And even in, is it Brightstone? Is that where
Ralph.
the canals are clean? Sorry.
I mean,
Go ahead.
all the water is obsidian black, regardless of how clean it is. So it is not a good look to dive into waters you can't understand what is in there.
And you don't want to drink any of that.
The fun bit of lore about the ocean is that though the stars in the sky are gone, there is a whole new set of constellations and set of stars that are at the bottom of the ocean, but are visible at the from surface level.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
just no.
Anybody with thalassophobia, fuck right off of this setting.
Yeah. It says in the book that in Brightstone, the canals are sparkling and clean. Maybe I misunderstood
What's up?
How pervasive the inky blackness is. I said in the book it says that in Brightstone the canals are sparkling and clean. So I got the impression.
Oh, they're clean, but it's still.
Oh, but they're still inky black. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the water is supernaturally black.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And your background there, Ralph?
Oh, my background. Yeah, he's a discontent scion of a fallen noble house.
Yes. Okay, cool. So we got a little bit of trying to regain your status kind of drives going on here for a couple of you, maybe? Or happy to play in the dirt?
Totally embrace the new lifestyle. For me. Anyway.
Yeah, I think my character's more so unhappy with how his house once contributed to the oppression of the Scotlanders.
Cool.
And so that's why he's really discontent that the house is in ill repute, partially as a consequence of them making some poor choices in the past. And he doesn't want to help the house return to where it was. And so he's just jumping in with everybody else trying to make ends meet on the streets.
Radical. I like it. And then your next is you've got 4 action dots to assign. You start off with 2 in one skill and 1 in another from your playbook. You can't go higher than 2 currently. Although there's a way you could get a 3rd based off your crew.
That's right.
But right now you can only put up to 2 dots in a thing. The roll system, if you didn't read enough of the rule book, or those of folks at home, you roll a number of dice, d6s, and you look at the highest single result of any die. A 1 through 3 will be an abject failure. A 4 to a 5 is a partial success, and a 6 is a full success with double 6s, with 2 more 6s being a critical. Adjudicated much in the way that a Powered by the Apocalypse thing is, except just with a single d6 here. So dice probability is if you're rolling 2 dice, you have about a 75% chance of succeeding. at least with a 4 to 5. And you can always push yourself for more and stuff like that. And so even with 0 dice in a thing, if you do have 0 skill, 0 dots in a skill, you roll 2 dice and take the lower.
Okay.
But that's where pushing yourself for stress or taking a devil's bargain or something like that comes in.
Oh yeah, giving them bargains.
Mm-hmm.
So is it 4 dots in addition to the 3 we get?
Correct.
7 total, I believe, is what it says.
7 dots all day.
Unless you take that 1 crew ability, which gives you 1 additional action rating, and then you'd have effectively 8 dots to allocate.
And I am just being a total scrub and just stealing 1 right out of the book. It's like, oh, hey, this is a particular build. Yeah, it sounds good.
Sure. If you have any questions about what skills are, ask them. I don't know if I can just
the hover in the Roll20 sheet. By the way, we are playing as always on
when you hover over it
Roll20.
tells.
The character sheet in here is phenomenal.
primo.
Primo.
Oh wow,
So,
this
nice.
is great.
yeah, so you could
I
actually
didn't-
cursor
I
and just
I
hover
played this
over. Yeah.
played this for like 2 months and didn't even notice the hover text. That's great.
I think almost copying one of the ones in the book. Because study, survey, it's what I want to do.
In addition to your skills, which go horizontally in the sheet, you have the 3 categories, which will be your resistance stats. If I ask you to resist something with a stat, you look at how many dots you have vertically in the first column and roll that many die.
Gotcha.
Um,
So
and
it'll
also-
cap out at 4,
yeah.
potentially.
yeah.
Your attribute rating is dependent upon the highest action rating of the actions in that attribute.
According to the book, it's basically the number of skills you have in that attribute.
Yes.
No, I think it is it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
I
what
misunderstood.
the column is there for.
Oh, okay.
The little
Dots
divider.
horizontally make you better at a single skill. Dots in the first column are your resistance for that type.
Okay. All right, I misunderstood that part.
In general, you will
Thank you for correcting me.
resist consequences based on like what you were doing. So if you're trying to roll a skirmish and someone is going to attack you back as a consequence, you'd resist with prowess, that kind of thing. All right, everybody dotted up.
Just about.
The 7, count to 7.
Make one more choice.
I've got. I was considering taking one of the dots from survey and putting it in like prowl in order to be able to do things more sneakily.
Sure. I mean, when I have previously run this, I've had a group of shadows that between all 4 of them had 2 dots of prowl. So you just might not be sneaky thieves. That's fine.
Well, if one of us has expertise,
That's
and
true.
then we choose
Pass it around.
synchronized, I think we'll be okay.
Yep. All right. So, and good. Y'all want to run through and say what you've got dots in?
Sure.
Just a picture of what the characters are looking to do, because like that's kind of my philosophy of what skills are, is like this is what you want to do, right? So we design situations that the character should have a reasonable chance of doing a good number of these.
So as a whisper, I start with 1 in study and 2 in attune, and I'm taking the build from the book for the summoner, so I get +1 to command, +1 to study, and +2 to survey.
Cool. Ash.
I start with 2 in tinker and 1 in rec. I put 1 in study, 1 in survey, 1 in prowl, and 1 in rec.
Excellent.
I'm looking to.
Sneaky machinist.
Yes.
Drew.
So Spider starts with 1 in study and 1 in consort, and I picked up
Doing
2.
consort.
Yes, that word. Yes, 2, not 1. I picked up 2 more in command, so I can be bossy and intimidating and lead my crew. And then I picked up, I believe it's 2 in survey. Though now I'm debating on dropping that.
There's a good amount of survey going around.
Yep.
Everyone
So
got that survey.
I think I'm actually going to grab 2 in sway.
That's what I was going to suggest. That somebody took a dot.
Get that sway.
Yep. Well, it's like I was like, yeah, I can scope things out. Oh wait, no, the Whisper's going to scope things out. Yeah.
I was considering sway because like it fits with sort of the
command is more or less intimidate, and sway is much more persuasion. You're more likely to go real aggro if you fuck up a command roll.
Sure.
Cool. And then everyone gets a special ability. Lots of cool choices here.
Wait, did we pick? What did Ralph?
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry, I
I'll
skipped
tell
Ralph. Sorry.
It's okay.
We're
No
getting
big
used to there being
deal.
5 of us again.
That's how it works, right? So, shouldn't come as no surprise that I want my lurk to be quite effective and have tremendous prowess. So I put all 4 dots in action ratings under prowess. So he has 2 finesse, 2 prowl, 2 skirmish, and 1 wreck.
Absolute mad lad.
That's fine.
Oh yeah.
Basically, we set Ralph up, and then we let him loose. And we just sit back.
Excellent.
We haven't heard back from him. It'd be okay. Another 30 minutes, then we panic.
I'm also planning on using setup actions to set up the other members of the crew.
Nice.
Yeah,
So,
I love all of these things.
One reason why I wanted the high prowess.
Cool. Special abilities. If you've chosen one already, go ahead and run through it. If you need another minute or want to talk through a choice, I can read through them with you.
I took Compel. I can attune to the ghost field to force a nearby ghost to appear and obey a command that I give it. I am not supernaturally terrified by a ghost that I summon or compel. Though
your allies may be.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely freezing up or fleeing. That's happening.
Ash.
I was wanting to invent things. So to start with an invention, you have to take alchemist or artificer, right?
If you want to make so the game uses the term sparkcraft.
It's like
we
bombs,
would probably think of
right?
it as sparkcraft is more along the lines of what you have been talking about, like clockwork, machinery, and stuff like that.
Reading it, I thought it was
alchemical-
like explosions, which I'm not really on.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna play a little bit loosey goosey with the rules here because you gotta have the specific thing that you want to do, and I'm cool with it, and I think it's great. Which is more along the lines of spark crafting. Like you're going to be infusing fucking demon whale oil into your creations to power them and stuff like that.
Okay, sounds like artificer.
Yeah, and that lets you get a higher result level when you roll to craft something, which is important. Drew.
I picked Foresight. 2 times per score, I can assist a teammate without paying stress. Tell us how you prepared about this.
I've
We'll figure it out.
never met a spider that didn't take that.
It's so
It's so
good.
good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Like normally when you help a teammate or you do a flashback, you're taking at least 1 stress, if not up to 3, based on how hard it is.
Mhm.
So 2 times in each session, you can you're on average saving yourself 2 to 6 stress per session, which is a lot in a game
So
where
nice.
you top out and take bad things when you get to 8. And Ralph.
I am debating between expertise, which I like a lot, and considering that other than my lurk, there is only 1 dot of prowl in the entire crew. I think it'd be a good idea if we want to be shadows and sneak around. I'm debating between expertise or bodyguard as perhaps a veteran ability, considering the book encourages you to ask GMs to think about taking special
Bodyguard
abilities from
is from
Cutter.
Cutter.
And the reason why I thought about that is it seems like everyone has low prowess. So it might be important to protect people and help them avoid consequences.
Entirely up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally like the idea of you being the expert lurk.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Expertise. Going to lead you around.
Yep.
Take expertise so that I don't take stress when I'm helping people sneak around. Sounds good.
Yeah. So that's during group actions. I'm not sure how far into all of the minimal rules and everything. So group roles are you pick a leader, and then everyone participating rolls, and then the best result is the result for everybody, but the leader takes stress equal to everyone that fails, to the number of people that fail. So if you're rolling for the whole group and like only one person makes it, like 3 stress is a big fuck up.
Yeah, huge problem.
But it's that stress of like if you're trying to sneak through a compound, you're like grabbing people around the corner because they're about to get caught, and like that's the kind of little bits of stress that you're taking.
Yeah,
cool.
I think it's particularly important if people don't have dots and prowl, and therefore they end up rolling 2D, taking the lowest, because that's just going to increase the chance.
We can always push ourselves too and effectively get it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
you're right.
And we'll talk about when we get to the crew creation here in a little bit about what kind of jobs y'all want to do. And we can, you know, if as a group we like want everything to be, you know, clandestine break-ins and stuff like that, then yeah, we can do that. But I have a lot of ideas that are not these things.
Sounds good to me.
Everything can be arranged. So
sure.
The next part is that you have a part on your character sheet called Shady Friends. You need to make one of these people a close friend and one of them a rival. If
so
you would read off
down?
who they are. That's the up down.
All right. So my friend is Satara, a demon that I have consorted with throughout the years. I also have as a rival Nirix, a possessor ghost that got loose on me in my early career, and now just roams as a free entity.
Y'all aren't playing the counterpoint classes. One of my favorite little details is that Nirix is on another person's sheet as a prostitute. And so the Whisper knows a little bit more about what's going on here. How bad are demons in this setting? Demons are power. They are sociopathic, power-hungry vacuums. And people that consort with them are often willing to do anything. Well, like they're cults, not necessarily people that are just like passively sort of, you know, friends with them. I'm not saying Craig's character is inherently a sociopathic demonic worshiper. But yeah, they're you know, they're not great. Ash?
For my friend, I'm going to have Stasia, an apothecary. Basically working, because I'm not an alchemist, working with her for like poisons or all the fancy like poison powders, like the trance powders and such you can get.
Yeah.
She's
trading your specialties back and forth. Cool. I do that.
Enemy.
And your rival?
Trying to figure out who of these people would be my enemy. All I can think is maybe I pissed off the priestess.
Cool.
At some point.
And we can define that when it comes up.
Yeah. I like the idea of,
you know,
I'm not really positive I offended her somehow.
I love the rivals because anytime one of you fucks up a roll, I can just be like, and you out of the corner of your eye, you see this person smiling in the corner of the room.
The priestess is Melista. To what forgotten god does Melista give her service? I angered them.
Whoops.
I don't think I put that table in. There's like a D66 table of like creating forgotten gods of the eras before and stuff like that. Drew?
I wrote this down. I did. So I'm good friends with Jaren. He's a blue coat archivist. I have
Blue
somebody
coats
on this.
being the police,
I have somebody on the City Watch working for me, or
also
with me.
known as Duskfall's biggest crew, biggest gang.
And
There.
unfortunately, Salia, the information broker, she and I don't see eye to eye after this one job.
Mhm. Yeah, it happens. And Ralph.
So I've chosen that Telda, a beggar, is my friend. And the backstory is they shared their hovel with me when I first left my house and entered the dusk. So the first person who showed me kindness outside of nobility. And then the rival is Darmot, a blue coat, who has taken personal offense to the fact that, in their opinion, I'm slumming it. And so they're particularly inflamed by the idea that I had noble heritage and I left it to skulk in the shadows.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool. And then choose your vice. Vices are a downtime activity that help you recover from stress. Lots of examples like, pleasure or gambling or drinking kind of thing.
I just love the weirdest one.
Yes.
And you have to come up with what it is.
Explain what the weird thing you do is. Yeah.
There is, I think I put this one in at the vices, items and vices handout that I put in there. Has some specific examples.
Cannot see that handout.
My bad.
Oh, yeah. So that's the vice purveyors, right? Of course, we need to come up with a custom description of our vice. Is that right, Chris?
That's the general thought, yes.
Okay.
I put all these helpful handouts in and then didn't actually give them to you.
Oh.
It's okay. You planned it for this, dramatic reveal here. Hey, wait a second. I'm noting here that on my character sheet it says that I'm not friends with Salia, an information broker, but over here in Vice Purveyors there's Salia, a spirit of the reconciled which moves from body to body at their whim. Hang on.
Oh, whoops.
Uh-oh. That's fine.
Okay, that's cool.
What's up? Cool.
So I kind of like the hooded proprietor,
Mm-hmm.
the half-flooded grotto tavern near the docks.
Mhm.
Strange
Nice.
passageways lead to stranger chambers beyond.
Hell yeah.
And I think my vice is going to be like odd rituals and little tidbits of knowledge from like the not underworld in the criminal sense, but the underworld, like the spirit,
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
The ghost field.
Yes.
Ash?
I'm kind of torn between like the luxury ones because I have this idea that she's like solidly like middle class
Mm-hmm.
artisan, tangential to high society.
Mm-hmm.
But I also just really like the Tegarosi rooftop market vendor. Like just someone you go to start perusing
Yep.
the weird shit you've got right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll go with that one. Just like head down to the rooftops in Silk Shore,
Yep.
go to the bazaar and just start like go to Ojak for the hookup on
It's like retail therapy
more
with a weird
like
twist.
searching for anything interesting and new.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Something to tinker with.
Yep, show me the new
Very-
weird things I can play with.
Very hedonism without being fucking gross. Drew.
I have the vice of luxury and pleasure. Specifically, Dunridge and Sons. Listen, I used to be a pirate. I used to wear linens,
fine
and
fabrics, and tailoring.
now, cleaning up my act, cleaning up the look. Though it doesn't quite work because there's the scars and the show of a rough past and trying to look like a nobleman, and it's all right.
Not hitting
Feels
it.
good on me. I look good. I don't care.
Cool. Ralph?
My character's vice is obligation, and that is caring for the destitute.
Ooh.
I like that in Blades in the Dark, the vice isn't necessarily something that's bad for you. It's just something that you're inclined to devote a lot of your attention to.
It is always something that you can overindulge in, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is particularly in this instance, it's a very interesting concept.
I think
could be interesting to see and role play it.
Cool. What I'm kind of going for is that because of his regret or the kind of guilt he feels about his noble upbringing, that it's like he's trying to make up for that. You know,
There's
he's
a
still.
bit
But Go ahead.
I'm getting a bit of a sort of Robin Hood meets like reparations sort of thing going on.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of the twisted aspect of it is that it's still coming from his position of noblesse oblige. So he's thinking that, you know, he's abandoned his noble heritage, but he's still thinking about it from a kind of condescending perspective.
Sure.
That because of who he is, he should be helping these people.
You can't live like this. I must help you.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of living with them, he's like, you know, doing things for them.
No. It's fine. Here you are.
I'll make this better for you.
Here you are. I'll be back next week.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. I like that. And then your name, your alias, and your look.
All right.
What's your superhero name?
Because it came up in chat, this is your chance, guys. Throw in a bunch of names, suggestions, like so-and-so and their name. We're not necessarily going to take them, but this is your chance to just go ahead and get it out. I've already written down my name and alias. Maybe you'll sway me, but throw it into the chat. We may pick it. This is your chance. YouTube
Sounds
guys, sorry.
Fantasy name generator, go.
The book does have some like names
I like
and aliases.
The alias list in the book, actually.
Yeah. I picked my name. Some of you may immediately get it, but I was like, I'm diving on this one because I just need to.
Oh, I lost it. Where is that?
I think I still have it up.
Page 56.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
64 of the PDF by the looks of it.
And I'm not even taking a family name because I somehow just don't feel like the Dagger Isle merchant pirate folks are really big into family. So.
Then when you have your alias, that's what I'm going to attempt to call everyone when I refer to you in game. If you can edit your character sheet, you have that as the sort of actual name of it.
Cool. Sounds good.
Oh, the name I was thinking was actually in here, so good.
Nice.
Radical. And anyone that's feeling decided.
So I'm Moreland, but everybody calls me Hook.
Marina Crow with an E, but my alias is Corv.
That is not in any way a throwback.
I'll need last name.
I'm looking forward to Ash's 7-page backstory between sessions.
Oh yeah. This random person here is suggested for Ralph, smooth operator. I don't know, this cannon girl, I guess. I don't know.
Ooh.
Let's see here. Mick JB suggests Anita Nell, Vesuvius Middlebottom, Bill.
That's some good stuff.
Anybody feeling decided?
Stanford.
I already knew I was going to name my girl Lizzie for a last name.
Mm-hmm.
I like Bowman. Sounds good. And
Cool.
alias is Cricket because it sounds real cute.
Cricket. I like it.
I like it. Cool.
Oh, the throwback.
Yeah.
Well,
I like the entomological reference too.
Not for me.
But-
You don't need to have a mechanical cricket.
right.
She's
Yeah.
making little clockwork.
Little clockwork cricket.
Name it
bugs.
Gemini.
Mhm.
And no,
Gemini or
Cricket,
Grillis.
Cricket was the name of Amanda's druid in the last D&D game we ran.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I was like,
It's a
okay.
good choice.
And Ralph?
My lurk's first name is Braden. I haven't decided decided what his last name, like the noble house. He might
Sure.
have like rescinded that, the whole like
Sure.
I'm gonna live like you, but not with you, right?
Right.
So I think he goes by Braden, but in partial reference to his alias, or sorry, in partial reference to the voice I'm going to be doing, I think I'm going to go with the name the Crafty Man.
Crafty Man.
Yeah.
Does everybody
I have two
does everybody shorten that down to crafty or craft?
people might call him Craft sometimes, especially if you hear
Crafty
him talking
Man.
about how he goes around into various houses and he prowls and gets things for you. Every now and then, you might need to take a little bit of glue and felt inside. Express
Oh
yourself.
my god.
Get a little creative sometimes.
Oh Lord. This has been ASMR with Crafty.
Yep.
Yeah.
y'all laugh, but just wait, because I do know Ralph is working on a podcast. So just you wait.
Mhm.
I got a
Just you
preview of
wait.
it, and let me tell you, that was probably one of the biggest, like, put it on the resume, like, this is how you get a job. Okay. Because I was like,
wow.
oh, okay, yeah, no, sure.
Thank you.
The last step on the character creation is loadout, but that's a per job thing, so I'm not going to touch on that just right yet.
Gotta discuss our
'cause-
looks.
Oh, sorry, your
Yeah.
looks. Yes.
So Marina's female. She has this dark look, like the shadows always seem to cling to her, kind of thing. Like you never
Mhm.
see her full face usually, split up and stuff, and dressed in rags and tatters.
Cool.
Just look like a ghost haunting the city.
Basically, yes. Yeah, she's
So
not so much a
weird.
person as like a ghost.
You are what
haunting
you eat.
a shell, right? Yeah.
Ash?
Lizzie is young, like I don't know how ages work here in relative to this time. How old would an
Let's say
apprentice
they work
be?
exactly like they do in our world, so you can
Cool.
just be whatever age you want to be.
I'm gonna say like early 20s. She's been apprenticed for some years, probably took it up as like a teenager, and she dresses fairly nicely. I was thinking like the vest and like nice pants because she's working with rich people.
Sure.
And that sort of carries over into her off work too.
Sure. Hook.
Yeah, Hook is, I'm just pulling from the adjectives here, which I actually found as a really useful thing. Is man, chiseled, scarred, and stout. Like, if it weren't for the
Cool.
scars, probably be like the affable innkeeper kind of look. But then he's got like, oh, he's been into some shit. And he's probably, well, not probably, he is like mid-40s.
Stout as in like kind of a little bit of a potbelly kind of thing going
Yeah.
on, or stout as in just a wide, thick boy?
Yes. Little,
Cool.
yeah. You know, he like there is no dots in prowl, there is no dots in skirmish. Like, yeah.
When he walks, his shoulders swing like this.
Yeah. Turn sideways for some doorways.
Yeah. Crafty Man.
Alrighty. So the Crafty Man is about 5'8", slight athletic in build, has maybe a ear length mop of tousled, curly, dark brown hair, and has mahogany colored skin. He has
Cool.
Somewhat sharp features, high cheekbones, and heavy brow ridges. It looks like he always has some kind of like regret on his mind, some heavy like burden he's carrying, and he always walks with purpose.
Excellent.
And steps incredibly deliberate.
Cool.
I like it. Cool.
Thank you.
So we're gonna wrap it up on characters there, and everybody can open up the crew sheet. I already populated with the shadows because we had discussed that before. Folks at home, shadows are thieves. They're the ones sneaking in the shadows and obtaining what they want.
Everyone steals.
All right, so we've
That's a
chosen
good
our crew
one.
type. You begin at tier 0
Mm-hmm.
with Stronghold. Already marked. There we go. And you start with 2 coin. A coin in this setting is not a single coin, but an amount of goods or favors or actual like money that represent a amount of a sizable amount of wealth, actually, as far as people on the streets are concerned. But like a coin in the underworld might be enough to like bribe somebody, bribe a guard to, or like to bribe another crew to stay out of your way for a job or something like that. It is their main use is to fund your asset acquiring, to rank up between tiers, and you also can get extra downtime by spending coin. You can get more done if you're paying people off to accelerate the pathways of what you're trying to do and stuff like that. Those coin will probably be put to use here in a second, if I know most ways that I've seen this game go. So choose an additional reputation and your lair. The kind of example ones are ambitious, brutal, daring, honorable, professional, savvy, subtle, or strange. When you play into your reputation, you both build it in-game and you also earn XP.
Yeah.
For the crew, which is very, very good.
Now, personally, I'm leaning towards a professional outfit, but I don't know how well that's going to work with those two. So we might be leaning more towards perhaps honorable.
I can work
Well,
with
I mean-
honorable.
I just really love the idea of gentlemen thieves.
Yeah.
But
The
Shout out
eyes
Scott
have
Lynch.
it.
Cool.
Cricket's
I
basically
think
here to do some mayhem.
I think the two that I was leaning towards are ambitious and daring,
Mhm.
considering
I like-
those descriptors don't refer to how we comport ourselves, just the
Mhm.
nature of the jobs that we do, and thereby how we gain XP for the kinds of jobs. So I assume that as shadows, we aren't going to be just taking the easiest jobs. And I thought that based on the personalities of the players, we might end up choosing jobs that are challenging or
Mhm.
risky.
Mhm.
Okay, that is
I
a fair
like-
point.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the difference in this is.
Ambitious is
Ambitious
going to
and
be more along the lines of who you're doing jobs against, because you are in a bubble, right? The lightning barrier keeps everyone in, for the most part. People that leave
Yeah.
are weird and scary, but so everything is basically a zero-sum game in the underworld. Like there is only a finite amount of space and number of resources and stuff like that. So anytime your crew is gaining something, it's because you've taken it from someone else. So ambitious is going to be leaning towards, punching above your weight, taking out jobs like from the start, or taking out jobs on people that are tier 1 strong or tier 2, that kind of thing. And daring's going to be more of the like setting of the job, like
The
steal
location
this
is difficult.
jewel from the middle of a party
that
or
one.
something like that. Like if you're looking to lean towards more of a sort of Lupin the Third kind of thing, yeah, daring might be a good call.
I like daring.
I like that one.
How are we feeling, Craig?
Greg,
Leave
any
calling
thoughts?
cards.
I'm good.
Daring it is.
Ooh, calling cards is
Cool.
a great idea. Yes.
Shadows,
maybe mechanical?
thieves, and spies,
Yes.
and yeah, no, we're gonna leave a calling
You
card.
create mechanical,
So
like,
I mean,
fusible.
it is built into the mechanics of the game. There's a thing called heat, and it is how much exposure
yeah.
did you gain from your job. If you gain 0 heat from a job, you do not get any reputation.
Ah, damn.
If you
'Cause
do
no
a
one
job
knew you
too
did
good,
it.
no one knows you did it, and someone else pops up and goes, "Oh yeah, we did that job. Aren't we cool?"
Yeah.
And you have no evidence that you didn't. So you always want to get at least a little heat, which is a fun driving mechanic.
I dig
Like
it.
that,
Yeah,
that's cool.
you're right.
Because the
That's
more heat
great.
you build up, the more likely someone's going to jail.
But also the more reputation
true.
you get as a crew.
Mhm.
More or less.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And the game has some examples of layers, and they're like a burned out train car, a shack. Like you very much have a hole in the wall for a lair at the start of the game.
Mhm.
And we can kind of tie this into the next part, which is your hunting grounds. I had asked y'all to take a look at some of the maps and stuff like that. I do have a map and notes handout in the game. If you
Cool.
want to take another look at that and see where we want to kind of base where we're going to be looking for most of our jobs from at the start.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
How do we feel about like a barge?
Yeah.
That's
So add on
interesting.
the channel.
A derelict
Mhm.
barge, yeah.
As
on the
a
dock.
Ooh, that's
hiding
cool
hole.
idea.
I like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
That sounds
Dig it.
great.
I dig it.
I feel like we're probably trying to do jobs in one of the fancier districts.
Sure. The good part about being on a barge is it can be kind of parked wherever. So there's all sorts of canals, and most of them are like there are more canals than this map shows.
Sure.
Right. A lot of
Those
it's,
are the
the
big
city is
ones.
very much built like Venice. Like it is. There's canals everywhere, and you can get around either on streets and bridges, or on rooftops, or on the canals. Like there's many ways to get around Duskfall, and all of them are dangerous.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Kind of game we want to play.
I like the idea of Brightstone.
Yeah.
Do fancy heists in rich people's mansions.
Mm-hmm.
Crasher parties.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. So all of the neighborhoods have a like special rule
Mhm.
tied to them. Let me scroll down.
Where
I
is...
think Bryce
These are all in
increases
the
heat.
Sheets PDF.
Oh, okay.
That's Brightstone.
Sheets?
It also there's a second PDF that says Sheets Blade
Mhm.
Sheets version 8.2.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
yeah,
Cool.
way down, starting on like page like 35. There's and it actually it's got some
yes.
really cool art of like what some of the buildings look like.
Mhm.
Oh, great.
Kind of imagery you can kind of expect. So in Brightstone, most engagement roles suffer -1 dice due to heavy bluecoat patrols. Operations against the nobility in Brightstone are considered on hostile turf for the purpose of generating heat, which means you're going to generate more heat per score. But there are some interesting people here, like Lord Strangford,
Oh, yeah.
who operates one of the largest Leviathan hunter fleets and serves on the city council and is a high-ranking member of the secret order within the Church of Ecstasy.
Bastard.
Okay.
Heck yeah. And so the most engagement rolls set for a -1D would mean what in functionality? Like,
So,
I'm totally cool here. I just want to know what we're up against.
The engagement roll is how you start off a job. You kind of count up a bunch of circumstances. What do you have going for you? What do you have going against you? And you kind of keep a tally on how many pluses and minuses you end up. And you end up rolling a die straight up, or however many die straight up. And and it decides kind of the position that you start in when you start the game. So, worse. But the great part is, bad engagement rolls are more fun.
Yeah.
And it puts you in desperate position, which every time you make a desperate roll, you get an XP.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like desperate rolls.
So we are stacking the deck against us if we go Brightstone, which I'm totally cool with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, I'm totally down. This is probably where Hook would love to live. Like this is the people he wants to blend in with, and they're not a fan of him.
That's such a great idea.
Wealthiest.
Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Home to many of the wealthiest and most influential citizens of Duskfall. Its streets are broad and paved under bright electric lights. Its canals are sparkling and clean with perfumed water. Its houses are all of fine, pale marble blocks, rich timbers, and intricate ironworks. There are cultivated parks fed by radiant energy, lavish restaurants and cafes, jewelers, tailors, and other luxury shops. Street-side vendors are forbidden here, resulting in a serene, spacious atmosphere punctuated by the occasional carriage or marching bluecoat patrol. You can see how trying to be sneaky here would be harder.
We're going to cause a little chaos.
Mm-hmm. I like this. This is a good idea.
Yes, this is great. I also like the fact, I like what Drew just said, because I've just recognized that the Crafty Man and Hook have opposing perspectives on nobility.
Yep.
Well, and don't get it cross. I'm not a huge fan of nobility.
Right.
But the money thing?
Just a big fan of the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big fan of money.
Oh, okay.
The money, the
You want to
lifestyle.
live there. You're not a huge fan of nobles, but
Right.
you're a huge fan of lavish luxury.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's an important distinction.
Cool. I am totally cool with setting up in Brightstone. I will have fun with that.
Fantastic. Also,
And
to
so-
I want to thank the chat and tell them the name I figured out.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, where is it? I wrote it down. Let's go back. Yeah. What the heck? Oh, I was in crew mode. Okay. The Crafty Man. Formal name is Braden Fortham Rutherford Hastings.
Hell yeah.
Gotta stack the names. Sure.
As
Mhm.
any proper noble would.
Right.
Mhm.
Percival, DeRollo, yeah. That's as far as I can remember it.
My next mage has 5 names.
Oh, cool.
Shut up.
Also, an update. I changed my alias. The name I was looking
Yeah.
for wasn't. I got the words mixed up. It's Corby.
Corby?
Mm,
Corby.
Okay.
Cool.
That's really cute.
that sounds good.
All right. So, by choosing your hunting grounds, you have run across a faction that is based here, and that faction is the Bluecoats.
Mm. Oh, man,
You have an
this is
option
so
here.
good.
You can pay them 1 coin, because when we start playing, this will not be your first job, right?
Right.
You have done some things, and you have interacted with the Bluecoats, shall we say. So you can choose to give up 1 of your 2 starting coin and be on neutral footing with them. You can pay them 2 coin and be at a +1. Status with factions range from -3 to +3. The further negative you are, the more likely they are to fuck things up for you, to go out of their way to do so, and vice versa with it being positive. If you are at a +3 with someone, you can reliably just ask them for a favor and they will help you, but they will also expect you to do the same for them.
Right.
So you can pay them both of your coins to get +1 status, or you can pay them nothing and be at a -1 to start.
I personally am good
I
with
see
paying...
Craig smile.
What would you have on mind, Craig?
I'm okay not paying them anything.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds fun.
I have absolutely no problem having the Bluecoats being very frustrated at us and wanting to know who we
Yeah.
are. Yep.
I mean, the Crafty Man's rival is a member of the Bluecoats, so
Meanwhile, I have a friend
Probably-
in the Bluecoats.
oh,
Yeah,
and
we
that's
may
that
even-
part. Okay.
Like when we even have a contact in the Blue Coats that's friendly to us.
It
right?
does
But the
say
Blue Coats
shady
isn't.
friends.
Yes.
Shady
Yeah.
friends.
That's a good point.
You have an accomplice.
Now, admittedly, mine are not shady friends. Mine are shrewd friends.
Shrewd friends.
Oh, sure. I forgot. It's different adjectives for everybody.
What are my
Choose
friends?
your special ability for the crew is our next step.
Ash, I think it's listed on the right side underneath
That little section.
underneath the attributes and
Mine are strange
bonus die.
friends. Makes sense.
Naturally.
Yeah,
Mine are
shady
clever.
friends are lurks. I think.
Clever
What
What was that,
friends.
Ash?
Clever friends.
Clever.
Clever. Cool.
So- Personally, Ghost Echo sounds really cool, but I think Everyone Steals is probably the best bet for us.
Yeah, for most
Everyone
players,
Steals
is really
that
nice.
first one is kind of the default. It's like you're not going to end up in a bad situation if you choose this one. If you want to be more specialized in any given way, any of the other ones are very good. If you want to be sneaking into places and then causing a scene, Second Story is very good.
Those are
Gives
those
you an
looking
extra
at.
dice for the engagement roll, as long as you're clandestine infiltrating.
Mhm.
Mr. DM, sir.
Mhm.
What are the different types of infiltration that we might do besides clandestine?
So there is where is that? So the different types of engagement are assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, and transport. Clandestine can always be different types of these. Like
Okay,
stealth
gotcha.
is probably going to be that. Some of the social things can definitely be like if you're sneaking in with, if you've falsified invitations and you've got disguises to go into a party, like I'll
Right.
give you a bonus die for that. Right.
Okay.
That kind of thing. And deception as well. Probably, maybe depends on the setting.
Gotcha.
So yeah, and those will be the kind of this when we go to start a job, you'll say, all right, this is the key thing, the key way we're getting in. You don't have to plan any more details than that, and then you roll and you get right to the action. I love this fucking game. It's so cool.
It's wonderful.
Pretty cool.
It's a great system. It's really good.
I'm good with either Everyone Steals or Second Story personally, and I'll just put that.
Yeah.
That's my vote.
I think I like. They're both really good.
I was leaning towards Everyone Steals or Synchronized, because especially if people aren't able
Synchronized
to
is
prowl
good.
or do something else, Synchronized is a great way to reduce the stress that one character will take when we do group actions, to try and make up the fact that not everybody can perform all the actions well.
Right.
But I mean, Greg mentioned earlier, and it's been pointed out, you can take devil's bargains and you can push yourself if you want the dice and you want to roll independently. I guess maybe we should go with Everyone Steals if we don't think that we've built up a strong sense of trust, that we've led each other really well.
Well, and that was the other thing I was wondering, because that would let basically everybody who doesn't have a prowl pick one up, right?
Yeah,
Everyone can choose which of those three
Right.
they want to.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's not like everyone has to take
Let's
a
do
prowl.
that. Seems good.
And it is entirely possible that you will get, like, if you hit max XP, you can get one of those in just over a session.
Gotcha. Okay.
It'd be pretty likely that you'll get, even in just playing for a month or so, like, it's likely that you'll get 2 more of these. Keep that in mind. Although you can also upgrade your layer in different ways.
Right.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
So hang on.
So we
guess-
going with Everyone Steals?
I,
Is that what just happened?
I think so. Is that if everybody's good with that?
Yeah.
Thumbs
Yeah.
up from Craig.
Cool.
Okay. Cool. So we'll do that.
So we
Okay,
just get
mark
to add
that.
one to our sheet now.
Prowl, finesse, or tinker.
Yeah.
Which one's finesse? Yeah, I'm
Putting
picking up a
in that
dot in
prowl.
finesse.
This would let you go to 3 if you wanted to.
Yep. Heck yes.
Ralph's at 3 prowl.
I think I might put another one in Tinker. Can be at 3.
Yes, do it. Those calling cards are going to explode.
Oh, well, glitter. The, like, huge glitter
Glitter
bombs.
bomb.
Glitter bombs.
That's good.
The spider will now self-destruct.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I want some finesse so I can pick some pockets at upscale parties.
So you already have sounds going on outside.
Everyone wave to Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Oh, the pie. That's
Is
fair.
that pie?
That's
Cornbread.
fair.
Oh, cornbread.
Ooh,
Cornbread.
cornbread.
Still,
Oh, yeah. What kind of cornbread is
Good.
that?
Sweet cornbread for some chili leftovers.
That's what I'm talking about.
I made her chili for her birthday.
Oh, you're
request.
such a nice person.
Partner. Yeah. All right. So if you look at your sheet, you've already got 2 upgrades on the crew sheet. Sorry. Your layer is hidden, which y'all are gonna have to tell me how a barge is hidden. I guess just
Under the water.
the layer part of the barge is hidden.
Right.
Submarine
and
barge.
you have the prowess training upgrade, which means during downtime, if you take a training action for prowess, you get to mark 2 XP directly into that, as opposed to just 1.
and that speeds up our ability to pick up things like prowl, finesse, and those things in that category.
Yeah.
Yep. You can now pick 2 more upgrades.
So I'm thinking one should definitely be boat, but I don't know what it necessarily does.
Boat would give you a actual mobile boat to run around. You do need
Around the city. Okay.
Yeah.
One would be like a light little gondola or a small motorized boat to be able to boat around and do things on jobs. There is the crew upgrades box right above that. It's like shaded. These are shadow specific upgrades. I heartily recommend the thief rigging, which gives you 2 free load of tools or gear.
That's
anything
good,
on your sheet that says tools or gear. Load in the game. When we get to start a job, you will pick whether you're going light, medium, or heavy load. This is 3, 5, or 7 total boxes that over the course of the score, you can check off to accomplish a task or add a bonus to a roll or stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So if you need to shoot someone, you go, yep, I've got a pistol because I thought ahead. Blam, blam. If you get shot and you're like, no, it's okay. We have the dramatic reveal that you're wearing armor underneath your suit or whatever.
Yeah.
This is one of the big ways that the heist planning comes out through play, is that you don't decide what you're doing and what you have planned and what you brought with you. You say in the moment, this is what I brought because I totally saw this coming.
Sort of a narrative card kind of thing from various storytelling games.
Yep. So thief rigging is very good. And then if you wanted to start with a gang, you could have rooks or skulks to go along with your crew and have them do things. At the tier you're at, the size of the gang and its ability to accomplish tasks is a little limited. At this point, I think it's only like 2 or 3 people. That's the scale that is related to tiers. Let me see.
What I noticed is that there's a trade-off when you're choosing a cohort. The trade-off between gang and expert is that if you choose expert, they get +1 quality, but they're always at scale 0. And so if you're at tier 0, it's usually better. It seems better to choose an expert because they're going to be the same tier, same scale as a gang. Whereas if you're higher tier, then you might as well choose a gang because you're getting more for it.
They're different things, right? Like if you hire an expert slide as a cohort, then you just have 1 extra crew member that's like just shy of being a party member in what they can accomplish, but they are still only 1 person. But a gang of people, 2 or 3 or whatever, they're going to be able to split up, they accomplish more at a time, or accomplish more in a single instance of like, if you get into a tavern brawl, like having 2 or 3 extra bodies there to back you up is good. There's definitely places where both can accomplish things for sure.
Yeah. Now, personally, Hook would love a crew of ne'er-do-wells and and toughs, but that's just a more in-character thing than anything.
And from my perspective, I'm totally okay growing into that as we get more reputation.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the idea of us starting out, fairly basic.
So, and to define those terms, by the way, rooks are con artists, spies, and socialites, and skulks are scouts, infiltrators, and thieves.
Gotcha. Okay.
I like the idea
If you went,
of buffing up our layer a little bit more to start with.
putting a workshop in it is probably advantageous to shit, I lost Ash's name.
Cricket.
Can you change that in the actual sheet itself for me? I can catch it at a glance. The workshop will give you +1 result level when you do crafting stuff in downtime, which is excellent if you want to make things for people.
And it has books and documents, so you can do like kind of researchy stuff. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
The quarters is nice. You can sleep there. Otherwise, you all have an actual home or hovel or something that you live in, and you are in danger of being found there.
And is vulnerable when they do so, says the book.
Yep.
Let's all hang out on the barge.
I'm kind of okay with that. Especially, I mean, like Hook lives on boats. This is his thing.
We can also make it secure.
Right.
So you want to do both then? Both for quarters and secure layer?
But then
Well,
we would be
the
giving up
thief
And you don't have
thief
thief
rigging.
rigging.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I want the bonus load, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I forgot that we already chose thief
But
rigging.
yeah.
Cots on the boat. Seems like a good choice.
Oh,
Quarters?
cots on the boat. Yes. Yeah.
No cops on the boat.
Oh, yeah. Come on now. I ain't saying that. Let's get the blue coats over for a soiree.
the only time that happens is
blood.
I was just say it's gonna be a red wedding kind of situation. Send a message.
Bright stone. I mean bright red stone.
Yep. Got him.
You want to go for quarters then?
I
I'm good
think
for quarters.
quarters is good. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, let's do.
Crash on our
Thief
boat
rigging
together.
quarters. Awesome.
Cool. All right. So, one faction helps you get an upgrade, and one faction was harmed when you got an upgrade. So let me see.
This is good.
Stuff
Where
here.
are the factions? Is there a list?
I think
The
the
blue
specific
coats are a
one
faction.
283 has a brief list of them. I'm gonna say that I used these guys in my last game too. They're great. The Wraiths. Helped you get your thief rigging. They kind of gave you some of the patterns, or gave Cricket some of the patterns and blueprints to help come up with some of the specific ways to distribute the weight and stuff like that. The Wraiths are a mysterious crew of masked thieves and spies. They're always in sort of blank white expressionless masks
They sound
Cool.
fun.
when they're on the job. I had them as antagonists in my last game, so having them as fun, maybe allies, might be cool. So you will start at +1 status for them, or you can pay them a coin to go to +2 and be very friendly with them.
Is there a place to put down these reputations on this crew sheet,
Yeah,
by the
that's
way?
what I was looking for.
Notes.
Cool.
I probably would just give you the +1.
Yeah, I think we might find uses for that coin soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
He's Magidas.
My
Well,
keyboard
it's
is
very
going out.
Possibly a vampire.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I was like,
Also, I like Ulf Ironborn very much. He's just rolled into town and wants to fight everybody.
who is this?
Ulf Ironborn.
Ulf Ironborn.
Ulf.
Scotlander who's here to fight.
Hey?
Where are they at?
I love this. The
The group
lamplex.
that you upset. Feel free to fill in why. But I think you literally probably stole the barge itself from them.
Yes.
Based on who they are, is the Grinders.
The Grinders.
Mm-hmm. They are a group of people from the city of Lockport, which processes 90% of the demon blood siphoned by the Leviathan hunter ships of Duskfall. The huge churning refineries in Lockport have poisoned the city under a stinking cloud of toxic fumes and acid rain. A group of dockers and refinery workers from Lockport have come to Duskfall to raise an army and secure a warship with which to seize control of Lockport and destroy the Empire's refineries. They call themselves the Grinders. Quirks.
Oh, man.
Many Grinders have been mutated by the toxic rain that plagues Lockport.
That sucks.
We're talking like, as I picture them, sort of like hulked out super mutant meets like Norse factory workers. Like,
oh my gosh.
Two of one of them, they're all like 7 foot tall in my book.
Right. Listen, they didn't need the barge, guys. They really didn't need it. I promise. They're fine sleeping out under the stars. Wait, hang on.
We stole a barge from mutant roustabouts. That's what you're telling me?
Basically.
That was a great choice.
It wasn't our best. It wasn't our best plan. Listen.
Maybe we didn't even know it was
who it belonged to.
we didn't know it was a Grinders barge when we took it.
Just sitting here unused.
We just took it, and then they got mad at us.
We rode it up to Brightstone, and then we found out.
It looked
Terry
very
says
deserted.
Mutant Roustabouts is going on the band name list.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're going to start at -2 with the Grinders.
Oh.
Or you can pay them a coin to go up to -1.
No.
I don't know. Like,
Do you
considering
want to pay them for the barge we stole?
Right, that's kind of my thought. I was like,
steal
listen.
their barge.
You've been kind of feeding them a little bit of profits of your first couple jobs. Like, we're really sorry. We didn't know this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can't give it back
also,
now.
I really hope this helps clear up those boils.
Yeah, because I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, dock workers are not the people I'm A, wanting to piss off, and B, I mean, I get where they're coming from, and this was a big misunderstanding, and listen, we aren't fighters.
Yeah.
Like,
I
we
don't
do
have
not
a gripe
so.
with the dock workers who are trying to overthrow the Empire in their city. You know what? Good luck.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
totally
I'm keeping
spending
the
a
boat,
coin on
though.
it,
Yeah, oh, yeah, we're definitely,
Yeah.
like, at this point, I've got my stuff here.
Cool.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
All right, so click off one of those coins.
Yep.
Done.
And I'll
Bye-bye
put you
coin.
at -1. The Grinders.
Man, this character sheet is awesome.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
That's
real
so
slick.
good. It's
Somebody
really
put a lot
good.
of effort into this thing. Jeez.
I believe,
And there's-
I think it's actually Harper and Evil Hat, because Evil Hat does,
Sean Nittner.
Knitter.
yeah,
Nittner.
because I know
something
they're
like that.
very into Roll20.
Yeah, they by the time they publish a Kickstarter for a game, they've already put together a Roll20 sheet for it.
Oh,
And,
cool.
like
Oh, nice.
Thirsty Sword Lesbians also has basically the same sheet, but well put together.
Next miniseries, guys. Next miniseries.
Something like that.
I mean, I definitely would be down.
I know.
I'm on board for that. Totally.
I know.
And then as a group, you need to pick a favorite contact.
That's this list on the side. These people.
I mean, I can, like, either it's the explorer or the tavern owner, because fuck the blue coat, fuck the deal broker, fuck the collector, fuck the noble, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
mean,
the tavern owner
collector
is
might not
probably
be
a bro.
bad.
Yeah, the collector's probably not bad.
that's
Like if y'all are gentleman thieving and stealing
We
things
need a
from
fence.
nobles for a collector.
well, yeah, okay,
Slash
sorry,
offense kind of
because
idea.
Definitely
I
an
went
offense.
straight to debt collector. Yeah, what kind of collectors is this? Like fancy pants? I have a collection collector.
Well,
Oh,
we can
okay.
kind of define that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
wasn't okay. Okay,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah, I like the
okay.
idea of them being like a fence for us.
He collects electroplasmic memes.
Hey, man, whatever they collect, that's sure. Whatever, man. Whatever. Yeah. Cool. Can we click a thing? We can. Cool.
Mhm.
Fits.
Cool. Y'all, if you've got the factions pulled up,
Yes.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
let
book,
y'all
indeed.
choose. Give me one faction that Fitz is cool with, and by association, you have gained a +1 with them. And one faction that they. We haven't established pronouns for Fitz, so we'll do that in a second. One faction that they have pissed off and consequently made you unfriendly with.
Yeah.
And at your option, you can increase these to +2 and -2
So
because you're super tight with Fitz.
Gotcha.
I like cabbies.
Cat-
Public coach operators also have an impressive gossip network.
It's not
Ooh,
bad.
yeah, that's a good
That's very useful for us.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I would say keep it to people that are tier 1 or 2.
Okay.
Because you really don't want to like super piss off a tier 4.
Mhm.
It's going to go very poorly for you. Harry says it's very gentleman thief to be into the cabbies.
Mm-hmm.
Perry also
Have some
suggests that
getaway
Thirsty
favors.
Sword Lesbians is going to be the one Ash finally runs. Believe it when I see it.
I want to play that.
Right. I know. I wanted to play mage.
How
You
about,
got to.
how about for the -1, the Deathland Scavengers?
Jesus. Oh, okay, that's not nearly as bad as I thought it was.
Well, I don't know. Have you seen them yet?
That's fair. I was
They're
actually looking.
scavengers from outside the lightning walls.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, they're getting brutalized in Ironhook, which is a horrible place, and then they, roam outside
Mm-hmm.
lightning barriers. and
Maybe
try and
Fitz
find
has stiffed
stuff.
them on a deal one too many times or something. And
The other ones that I kind of
It just-
liked was the Lamp Blacks.
Yeah,
Hmm?
the
Just
former
because-
lamplighters who are now mad.
Because, like, hey, look,
That's
we
such,
went,
it's such good setting.
we
It
went
is
to
good.
electrical lights. And
Electric lights took away our jobs. Now we're
So now we're
mad.
gonna do
It's
Time
our
to do crime.
jibs.
well, and especially because in Brightstone, literally everything is electrical lights. So, and
Yeah.
My other personal favorite faction in the entire game is the Dimmer Sisters.
Mhm.
yeah,
Mm.
Spooky.
Spooky old ladies trapped in a house that have minions to do spooky shit for them.
I don't need any more spooky shit in here. Listen, I have.
Hey.
Yes, you do.
Thank
This
you.
one's all the spook.
It's like I have Corby like in here already. I don't need there's these explosions coming from over there. Listen, actually, I'm kind of good with
Cabby sounded
cabbies
good.
being our friends for sure.
Mhm.
And then like I mean like the convicts from Ironhook, are they like doing
it's convicts and freelancers.
Mhm.
So it's convicts from Ironhook and freelancers who roam the wastelands beyond the letting.
right? But my
I
question
would
is
push
how
for
much,
something different because I don't know how much I can tie them into Brightstone.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, the out
okay.
of the wall scavengers.
I'm totally down to do that in a different setting,
Mm-hmm.
like for
Sure.
sure.
But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I was looking at the Lamp Blacks.
Mhm.
The only other one was the Ink Rakes, and just have a bunch of pissed off news people.
Newspaper.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
like we probably want the news people to like us,
We-
right?
we
So
probably
tell
do.
about our exploits.
Like a J. Jonah Jameson sort of character.
That's the kind
But
of
yeah,
thing.
they hate us,
Yeah.
You probably do, but they keep fucking you over.
Yep.
but they don't like us.
I'll get you, Hook.
Because remember, this isn't anything you've done. This is just guilt by association.
Right.
Oh
This
yeah,
is from
Yeah.
Fitz.
Yeah,
this
with
is a
Fitz.
menace, and by association, so are you.
Demand pictures of
Yeah,
That's
ink
good.
break sounds cool. That'd be
I
fun.
like that.
synchronized
yeah.
arm slams.
They'd be like
Does Fitz
publishing
wear-
broadsheets about us and stuff like that.
Oh,
Posters
that's
going
great.
out.
Conspiracy
Yeah, yeah.
theories about us.
Mhm.
Okay.
Does Fitz
I
wear
like
the
this idea.
Duskwall equivalent of a Zentai suit? Is that why
What's up?
they don't like him? I asked if Fitz wears the Duskwall equivalent of a Zentai suit.
Oh no.
So
Now we get plus one
Things
and
fine
minus
reference.
one on these, or
Plus
plus
one or
one.
minus
plus
one,
two.
or you can be super tight with Fitz and be +2 -2.
I like +2 -2 personally.
I'm for it.
You
Yeah.
split the medal on the other ones, so
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm cool with this.
And I really want to be
Cool.
good in with the cabbies.
Mhm.
Like I want that gossip network. As soon as Craig pointed that out, I was like, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool.
gossip is useful.
All right.
And also like rides and stuff, and nobles going to parties, informants and stuff. Yeah, lots of angles there to work on.
Yep.
That's true. Should be great.
Cool. That is all of character and crew creation, which is
good timing.
Reasonably well timed. Good job, everybody.
Not bad timing.
So, everybody home, thank you for watching along with us. Come and see us on Discord. That's yeetinto.space.
Still and
check
forever.
us out on Patreon. That is staylucky.club. Support us if you wish, if you have the funds. Say hi to Barley in the background. And we will catch you next time. Twitch guys, that's in just a few minutes. YouTube guys, we'll see you on Friday.
Probably, unless I decide to try.
Unless you just cut this whole bit and do it as one episode.
We might. We'll see. We'll see what the weekend looks like. YouTube guys, you already know the answer to this. It's only a mystery to Twitch. Back in a bit.
Bye.
See y'all soon.